All right. Primary clan, allied clan, let's go. So stream might be cut short. Maybe. Really depends. Ooh. Oh, looks like I get my second chance at Hellhorned Remnant here. Who's the better cook, you or Peak? Oh, extremely Peak. Peak is an amazing cook. Peak, so I cook in the kind of, I cook like I'm performing a science experiment, and that's not to say that like the result is inedible and poisonous. It's more to say like, okay, 2 milligrams of this, 50 milligrams of that, 1 tablespoon of this, then all of them get mixed together. They go on the high heat for exactly 4 minutes, that kind of thing, right? Pete cooks by instinct. He just goes, this could use a bit more sweetness and a little bit more umami. So I'm just gonna add like a little bit of promite. I'm gonna add a little bit of carrot. And it's like, this Japanese curry is amazing. How, what? You put Vegemite in this? He just knows his flavor profiles and he just, he's like an artist with a palette, I think. Here's where we differ. I cook like Peak. I would love to be able to, but I cannot, and it is a problem. Because if we ever try and cook together, Peak will say, oh, just put a little bit of that in. And I'm like, how much is a little bit? How little is a little bit? What's a pinch? How much is a pinch? Is it like all 3 fingers? Is it 2 fingers? Is it just like a little spritz out of them? Or is it like, am I trying to cup them in between the pinched fingers? I don't know. It's not a thing I'm capable of. All right, so we have temper the strength of your units. Only the truly determined can survive. We got Imp in a box and Molting Imp. Let's try and go into the Imps. You an anxious boy? Yep. 100%. You're 100% overthinking? There is no point in my life in which that has not been true. When I'm underthinking a thing, it's because I'm usually overthinking another thing. Not in like a clever way, more in a like spinning tires in the mud of my mind kind of way. Alright. So we got a Hellhorned leader. So I'll take the Herzl sword first so we can see what we want to do. Oh, yes! Alright, let's do it. We are trained stewards now. You put you and Pete together and I think you get a very functional Persian. You complete each other and it's cute. I fully agree with that. There is very much a... we obviously have our similarities in many of them, but very many things we are polar opposites on, and it's perfect. It's, I don't know, it's nice, you know? Really love the Wrathful rework. So it now has the Rage on it. It slays to gain armor, and when damaged, gains Rage. So I'm probably going to take the Ironclad over the Ironclad here. Because this Ironclad just has 2 strikes. This Ironclad is new strikes. I still can't believe that I keep accidentally saying Ironclad. That one wasn't accidental. That was intentional. But like all the previous times, it's just like, nope, accidental. Whoops. Disagree on that one. It should be silent. That's going to be difficult to do. Unless I turn the audio down. Genesis Knight, thank you very much for the gift of tier 1 sub to Kamaton Batsu. Kamaton Batsu, enjoy your modes in chat, and welcome to the Republic. Alright. Obviously, infinite box to start with. Okay, the screen is constraining the mouse. Good. Pyre Chomper got nerfed 2 different ways. Now it costs 1 energy and it only gives you 4. So instead of being 5 positive, it's 3 positive. The Protect the Pyre joke on one of today's videos with Chef Kiss. That is wholesale stolen from a comment that someone left on one of the first videos I made on Monster Train. do not wish to take credit for it, but I also recognize that in having not mentioned that earlier, I have already kind of taken credit for it. Oops. And this Fire Chomper was a bit too powerful, so it got nerfed. That makes sense. A lot of the energy gain stuff seems to have been moved a little down. So you're healing it up by 5. Honestly, like, I kind of want to play the Molten Imp and sack it so that I have space for a Dreg later. You're taking 10 damage here? Oh, damage shield. Never mind, I'm killing my own unit so it doesn't... Forgot about that. Let's ask an Alexa question. What's the best soft cookie? White chocolate macadamia. There's this event that someone will borrow one of your train stewards and give it back to you massively upgraded, and the train steward relic this event becomes disgustingly powerful. Let's hope we get that. I would absolutely adore to see that. Okay. You need to die. Actually, I'm probably gonna just pop the Entombed Explosive in front of you. And then put another one up here on the top floor. Okay. Number 1 down. Don't really need to do anything else here, right? Have you considered white chocolate and raspberry cookies? I didn't know white chocolate and raspberry cookies were a thing. I kind of thought that cookies had to be, you know, like the inclusions in cookie had to be dry, but I guess chocolate melts, so yeah, I guess you can put raspberries in there. Have you got the candle event yet? You'll know what I mean. No, I don't believe I have. White chocolate macadamia, you can get that at Subway, right? Probably. They're also one of the things that Woolworths does, because I know, Emmy, you are also Australian. I know that Woolworths bakes them and puts them on sale at the end of every day because they don't necessarily sell out. Fledgling Imp, Fortify, Hidden Passage. Honestly, we could start taking Hidden Passage. You'll still have Woolworths? Yeah, Woolworths is like one of the biggest grocers in Australia. Torches are great at Daedalus, but they're quite lackluster. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I like Imp here, the Fledgling Imp. Oh, because of the multi-strike on the... Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the multi-strike on the train stewards. I was thinking, I don't have a multi-strike Hornbreaker. Why would I take the Imp? Molded? Bring back Imps? Are we doing like a molded Imp run? Are we gonna do it correctly this time? Railbeater, Branded Warrior, and Lady of the Reforms. IGA? Yeah, we have IGA as well. Branded Warrior. I think it's pass. Like a beater, a rail beater. I'm just wondering where the rail beater goes, right? Because a lot of what I have is 2-size units and then I have 1-size imps. So if the rail beater wants to be able to change someone's position and then it to be utilized effectively, the rail beater wants to go in the front line. They could go in the front line, and especially like a multi-striker would be able to like knock a big unit to the back, and then the multi-striker kills both of the backline units. I could see that. I just don't know if I need that. I like how some Coles have tried to adopt the Whole Food style of expensive living and it got lost on so many people. Did Coles really try and do that? I go to Coles often. They get quick, they don't need to be frontline. I count on making them quick. Yeah, you're right. I don't think I'm desperate yet. Okay. So there's two different things I could do here. Obviously the Merchant of Magic, so that I can get things like consume removal on Imp in a Box, so that I can get things like cost reduction and holdover on Molded. And there's a little bit of extra money there as well, so if I don't happen to find either of them, I'm better set up to do it in the next area. There's also over this side, the Merchant of Steel getting us a Hellhorned Barrier, possibly a frontline unit, and possibly the decent upgrades. Honestly, like, I'm looking at these train stewards and I'm thinking, like, surely I just go to a Merchant of Steel and I just throw any upgrades on them. Just basically any. Yeah, I like it. Oh, okay. Multi-strike 3. Decent. Hellhorned unit is... Hey, Steelworker! Good to see you, bud. Steelworker is a really good front line. I like the idea of the Steelworker here. Steelworker and possibly even the Healthstone on the Steelworker. Okay. Feel a lot better about this deck now. Check your new hero first. Armor 10, Rage 3, Slay, Armor 5, Revenge, gain 1. I'm not sure what I'm checking about it. Rhapsody just wanted to let you know I'm really enjoying the Monster Train vids. Gonna go back to lurking now. Thank you very much, Maud. Much appreciated. Alright, non-boss enemy units enter with spikes 3. That's gonna kill my damage shield and my multi-strikers will die really quickly. I'll take that. I meant before you upgrade, you should always grab the new unit first. Right. Yes. I've got to get better at sequencing. It should be check shop, get unit, go back to shop. Your champ can't trigger revenge if he's not in front. I have 4 train stewards and a steelworker as well as my hornbreaker. I'm going to be running multiple floors. So do you dupe, remove and dupe train stewards now? I'll definitely be removing the dregs. The big problem with the dregs right here is they share the 1 cost with the imps, and everything else is 2 size. So what I'm really going to want to do is have like a 2 and a 2 and an imp on a floor. Oftentimes the imp in the front line tanking a shot so it dies. So yeah, we're going to get rid of the dregs pretty quickly. I'll dupe a you know, multi-strike 3 minion here. What does burnout mean? Burnout means it dies when the burnout timer runs down. So it ticks down every turn. When it gets to burnout 0, it's dead. How do you feel about the imps costing 1 now? Some of them have a better effect, like the Molting Imp. Now deals 5 damage to all enemy units. Means you don't have to just draft a vent that you don't really want. Dreg will die in 2 rounds. Steelworker definitely goes here? Yeah. Hey Raps, long-time YouTube viewer before Defect was in SDS. Good lord, that is a long time. First stream? Good to see you, please don't deinstall. Thank you for coming out. Is a Draft Champions Monster Train something you want to do with Alexa? Sounds like an excellent idea, doesn't it? Sounds like an idea that I need to still pitch to them. I would like to do some sort of... Monster Train has a lot of ability to be a game that could be played in multiplayer through obviously a bunch of different... Like, obviously there's the multiplayer Hell Rush. I think that'd be a bit hard to commentate, but I'd probably be down to try. But specifically in the custom challenges, there's a lot of space for collaborative content stuff with other people that I know in that space, because you can see them on your board at the same time. That is so huge for it. It's definitely something I want to do. Definitely something I want to do. Alright, I'm gonna play that, torch you, get a drag behind. I kill the imp so that if next turn I don't get a torch, but I do get reform, I can still get it. Did you see in the Financial Elites channel they discovered the Grifflon's Brawl mode? I did, the experimental Brawl mode. How does that work in terms of like building relationships with characters over the course of a run? No, we want the multi-strike 3 behind the Steelworker. Also, we obviously want a striker on the top line there. We're getting Rage back on the Hornbreaker Prince, but we're not getting any Slayers at all. We need a way to give the Hornbreaker Prince more damage. You still get them, and sometimes between fights they show up in bars. Fingers for 7, I can tell you. Perfect. Because if I can't kill almost everyone, why would I even play? Should know today is the International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia. I did, but only because I saw Advice Collins say it in the, as she'd called it, the Financial Elites channel Discord. So only for today, this channel will not stand for homophobia, biphobia, or transphobia. And then on every other day, we absolutely won't stand for it. Entombed? Probably not entombed. It's this one. There you go. Thinking about coming out to my wife tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Sounds like you're gonna need a lot of your own username there, the emotional support. I hope that goes well for you, bud. That tea or coffee wraps? This is coffee. Someone asked earlier how many cups of coffee I have in a day. I used to have 3, and I used to be kind of wired all day. Now it's just the one in the morning while I do the stream, and then nothing for the rest of the day. I don't like that I still haven't had the opportunity to reform any of these. Oh, coming out with... Okay. That's at least a little lower stakes. Well, is it lower stakes? I guess it depends on to whom you are coming out. But again, as always, still. Put the wrong multi-striker unit behind, damn it. Okay. Torch you. Molded. Gain back the fledgling. Light it up. Pop an entombed explosive up here. Wait. Have you tried Deathwish coffee? Nope. What's Deathwish coffee? Reminds me of the Vine. That's gay. Jared, we've been dating for 5 years now. Love me a good Vine compilation on YouTube. One day there will be TikTok compilations just like that. Or, I mean, they're already starting, but one day they'll be good. We've wanted to come out to our family for a long time as queer, but it'll be stressful. Some people are less than accepting, and even less so for bisexuals like us. Yeah, it's an unfortunate stigma. But, you know, obviously good to have the support of a partner through that. There are good ones. There's just a bunch of garbage TikTok compilations. Then I guess what I need to do is wait for the cream to rise to the top of the crop, right? Deathwish coffee is a chocolate cherry roasted high caffeine coffee that's delicious as hell. That actually sounds like the kind of thing I'd enjoy. Your expectations for TikTok are a bit too high. Oh, I don't expect all of it'll be good. I just think there will be enough good individual things that you can compile them and make a good. One good. Imp in a box. Again, right here. Right? Game really wants you to play imps. Yeah, dude. Now we just need, you know, your impalate, your other things that are also in the game that I already forgot the name of. Don't need any of that. Impsicle. The Ashes of the Fallen. Obviously the Imp Sacrifice or whatever it's called. Important work, there we go. Because not only do I want the important work for the extra energy, well, I don't actually care about the extra energy that much, but still, don't care about the extra energy that much yet. But not only do I want it for that, but I also want it just to clear up another space so I can put down another imp. I may even end up going extra capacity after Daedalus here. I'm gonna go to the Merchant of Steel and look for more upgrades for my train stewards, to be honest. Large stone on train steward seems like a decent idea. Could put it on the multi-striker as well. I was hoping the event would be an event instead of a blank space. Upgrading imps with burnout! Oh, clever. Love it. What if I put that on an entombed explosive instead, though? Getting it to die instantaneously. Why is it always that event? And it's you know, there's a like memory kind of bias going on there. You only remember when it was disappointing, and you only remember when it was disappointing because that event is disappointing. I mean, but the thing is, like, while I think upgrading the entombed explosive with the burnout is not awful, or actually maybe even comparable, or maybe even better than upgrading an imp like this, I also plan on removing both the entombed explosives from this deck. So for that reason, I'm gonna choose the imps instead. First things first, though. Make them big. Give unit your give rage your unit. Maybe. I'm not so certain about that one yet. The one that needs to burn out instantaneously to be replayed is the fledgling. Giving it burnout just makes it a 35 damage sting that costs 1 energy. And costs 1 capacity space. Rage Fire means 10 extra damage when it comes to the battle. I mean, especially with the Fledgling Imp, I guess I am likely to put more Rage in the deck later. Put that on someone. Don't know if the Rage is worth an upgrade slot. It's largely just a speculative kind of thing because I intend on getting more Rage synergy in this deck, and I'm bolstered in wanting to do that by the Rage Imp that is obviously going to be brought back consistently, by the fact that I have multi-strike on a lot of my units, and by the fact that my champion also provides a Rage effect. Need a rat in cage. Despite all my Rage, I still don't have one. It's weird. Alright, set up on these floors, I think. Do there. Actually, Hornbreaker Prince probably on the top there. Whatever. Already did it like this. Already did it like this. Throw away the drag. Don't care. Don't want you. Favorite non-conventional pet? I could dig a snake. I could be good friends with a snake. It's that Fisher lady from Disco. I know that voice. I mean, look, I will say, ever since I finished the Disco series, I got better at doing her voice, which is annoying because I can't show it off anywhere. Do you intend on duping out Chunky Train Suit if given a chance? Yeah, I'll get 5 of them if I can. How about a skunk as a pet? Is that one of those situations where you'd have to, like, you would have to, what is it called? Like, you have to remove the stink gland. Yeah, D gland. But is that one of those situations where it makes them depressed, like removing cat's claws? Like, I don't like the idea of having to modify a pet to my tastes or comfort, and moving it outside of its own. But I guess, you know, no wolf is roaming around the Arctic wilderness anymore. Arctic? Yeah, wolves are in the Arctic, apparently. They actually might be in the Arctic. I was thinking of the Antarctic. Oops. Okay, consume. Ooh, Transcendent, we'll leave you in there. There are Arctic wolves, yep, alright. Whoops. Pop you there, you'll take 2 of the hits. Hornbreaker will take 1, then Hornbreaker gets to respond and kill 1 by itself, gaining 5 armor back. I don't know how I can't get you, like, a decent amount of HP here. I'm ulting up on the bottom floor. Just kill him. Kill them and itself. Oh, extinguish! I forgot about the explosive until this right now. Rats are decent prets. They grew on me after watching Aiden Wood stream. Apparently ferrets smell real bad as well. Like, I would have liked a ferret, but I am very, very, very sensitive to smell. Wish that entombed explosive would die. They're clean, but they smell very musty. Oh god, they do. Oh, well, no ferrets for me then. Use that whole floor pretty happily as well. Top floor already has the kill on this Forge Disciple. Honestly, I've just made space for these. Okay. Come on, Daedalus. It's got to be almost time for you. Definitely reform the fledgling imp. I mean, there's more multi-strike on this floor. Just gonna pop you down there. We'll even block a constructed explosive. Torches against you, just in case it's necessary. The Fisher Lady voice you just did reminds me of Hot Fuzz, if you've ever seen it. I have seen Hot Fuzz. What character in Hot Fuzz? Alright, I'm gonna transcend him this floor. It's a lot of rage, a lot of damage. Rhapsody, how are the runs going? Well, so far, this is Daedalus on the first run. I started an hour later than I usually do, because I slept in. Oops. Not at all intentionally, I just happened to sleep through my alarm. Well, Remnant Pact. Remnant Pact is a way to get an imp constantly. Dark Deal is a lot of damage though because we have multi-strikers. Oh, I'm mad I had to take that. Extremely mad. Don't care about any of these at all, though. Okay. I think I do need to go the extra capacity. I'm having difficulty putting all my imps down. Dark Deal triggers revenge on your champ too if you want to use it on them. We'll see if my champ gets better, because right now my champ is feeling like I don't really care to do anything with them. They're like one of the worst. Okay, let's go over this way. Rage. 2. Units gain plus 30. I don't want them to gain plus 30. Ugh. Armor 20, Rage 6. Gains Rage 2 on Revenge now, so that's actually like, you know? I'll take it. Drag. Oh, drag or no. No, the Entombed explosives still deal more damage, and oftentimes I put them down in the first cycle to actually like take out some big units HP early. The main question I would think of with Dark Deal versus Endless is, can I handle bosses already? If yes, DD is unnecessary and Endless is more consistent. I'm not so certain I agree. I think the biggest reason that I'm not so certain I agree is the combination of not only Dark Deal triggering the Revenge on the Hornbreaker, but also applying Rage to the Hornbreaker and giving the Hornbreaker the ability to actually start slaying itself. I think as the power curve starts ramping up, as there start being bigger and bigger enemy minions and obviously more and more stacks of different enemy minions standing behind the big enemy minion in the front line, I'm gonna need to require this to actually get its slays off in order to not die in the front line. Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes. 4. Come on. Clipped Guardian is going to be really annoying with that. I don't think I can do this. Just finished your Endless Wax video and I was wondering if adding Burnout to a unit makes them Wax unit. It doesn't. If that's the case, you could say the Bounty Hunter card. No. So the Bounty Hunter card is Wickless. And Wax unit, the unit typing is down here. So it's Tomb, Waxer, Imp. Feel like spikes murder you. I agree, I'm just really mad about it. Just got here after the last 2 YouTube videos. Hope your luck has been better, sir. In this so far, yeah. I mean, we got Train Stewards with the advanced prototype, so Train Stewards gain Damage Shield 2 and Multi-Strike 1, which is pretty damn decent. Oh god, I can't believe I missed this. N Karima, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Enjoy emotes in chat. Welcome to the Republic. Okay. Multi-Imp on the bottom floor, definitely. Hornbreaker doesn't even kill. Right, 6, 12, 12, 18, yeah, Hornbreaker doesn't kill at all. I'm gonna set up on higher floors, right? Yeah, I'm set up on higher floors. It gives me the ability to... Well, actually, no, I should set up on the top and bottom floor. Okay, yeah, top and bottom. Probably want the bigger multi-striker down. Well, actually, no rage, so it's instantaneously effective. Yeah. The placing of the imp was really bad. I should have put everything behind the imp so I could get it killed. The real question is, what all was on that sandwich? Processed awful, like your singly wrapped slices of cheese. One of those. Instead of butter on the bread, I use Japanese mayonnaise on one side and cheese on the other side because it melts in the toaster. And then leg ham. It's just a quick morning sandwich kind of situation, yeah? Alright. Let's torch you. Entomb's there for the extra damage. Fledgling Imp here, get it dead. QP, exactly, QP. Again, sack that unit in the front line. Okay, now we have both of our Train Stewards going here to the midline. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Train Steward. I'm going to put the bigger Train Steward behind here. The damage shield 2 is going to be a large amount of the damage block. And honestly, I just imagine the boss is going to get up to this line, and then we'll take 2 hits against the Train Steward. Not necessarily 2 hits against the Train Steward. Well, 1 against his damage shield, 1 again. Actually, no, you're going to remove the other damage shield. Oh, I planned my turn around playing both of the 0 mana Imps afterwards. The 1 mana cost to them is actually much more significant than I was actually giving it credit for. You know what? I'm going to sack that drink there. Yes, that demonic ham. It's good. Can't believe Alexa just blaspheming up like up, down, all around like that. Thank you, fledgling imp. Well, I've got a fledgling imp. I got a fledgling imp. You can go there, and then an Entombed Explosive in front, because we are going to have people come up to the top line now. Thank you for finally getting a slay, champion. Much appreciated. I'm definitely going to throw down the Welder Helper there. Welder Helper's 15 armor now? Was it? I mean, it must have been. We have 15 armor now. Nice. I'm actually going to kill this unit preemptively. Because I have more imps in the deck, and I'm very likely to, yeah, draw 2 imps this turn. Okay, actually what I'm going to do here is higher chomp on the top line. Fledgling, torch, molded. Get back another fledgling. Different one though this time. Molting goes in the front line, and then this fledgling imp goes there. I think it got buried before, but your voice reminded me, you asked who the voice reminded me of. It's the any luck catching them swans then lady. Oh, what media property did you mention it was from though? Any luck catching those swans then? I've already forgotten the media property that you mentioned. Hot Fuzz. There we go. This got re-nerfed? I thought this was 1 mana. Enflame does provide things I want. And I can cost reduce it. Also, Impressive. I don't think Impressive is like a great imp-related card. But at the same rate, I mean, I do just need ways to clear out my own imps. I'm gonna need to cost reduce it if I'm ever gonna use it though. I guess I'm cost reducing this one anyway as well. I'm gonna take it just to make space. I don't need Memories of the Melted, so I'm not gonna take it. Wasn't it Implosion before? There's a different one called Implosion. Not gonna take any of those though. Merchant of Trinkets is on the opposite side to a Merchant of Magic and Concealed Caverns in an unstable vortex. I'm really mad about that. Obviously, like Impsicle, Ashes of the Fallen, either of those two are ridiculous here. And Flame is buffed in beta. I don't know what. I don't know why the main branch of the game at the moment is behind where the review branch was. A little frustrating. At times. Did you ever find out if Demise requires a unit on your side? Not necessarily yet, no. I imagine it does, though. But the Merchant of Magic unstable, but I like this line a lot more, but this has the Merchant of Trinkets. And if I don't take that Merchant of Trinkets, I'm waiting 2 extra areas until I get Merchant of Trinkets. Actually, I'm okay with that. That's not that bad. Double stack. Wish I'd take. Oh, hang on. Never mind. So I had to say, wish I'd taken Inflame now, but no, that's fine. It's all good. What do you got for me, bud? Bone Shaker. Random consumable. Umbra consumables oftentimes give me morsels, which I'll get to eat. Reach 14 is big. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. It's just I wanted to go for the event first in case I wanted to do something with the event stuff. So Melting Remnant, a lot of theirs are not great. Stygian, a lot of theirs are related to spells. There you go. Space Prism is available, I think. Yeah, Space Prism is consume and it is common. Yep. Honestly, the morsels that eat themselves, fine. Seems good to me. Splash morsels in this deck. Okay. Merchant of Magic to remove the double stack. I'm gonna cost reduce the impressive as well. Then reroll. Remove consume and cost +1. I don't want more imp in a box. Like the second cycle through the deck, I won't have space for more morsels. Honestly, I think it's just lower the cost of molded. Am I the only person that loves the word morsel? No, I'm a huge fan too. I think I encountered it like for the first time in a Harry Potter book that I was reading, because you know I was a youngin', I was reading Harry Potter. Not that only youngins can read Harry Potter, but like to justify the fact that that was the first encounter that I had with the word. Get that dreg out of here, definitely. I'm looking at that next Entomb, especially considering I have the packed morsels. I'm looking at these Entombed explosives, like, bad. Time to get rid of the torches IMO. You're not right. Which is to say, you are right. Ah, Harry Potter, another great work. Great work of art by Hatsune Miku. I know, it's weird. Hatsune Miku just creates so much work. It's strange. It's funny you should mention that as well, because recently I was rewatching. Obviously, we were speaking earlier about Hot Fuzz. I was rewatching Baby Driver recently, and it was really weird. I didn't notice the first time I watched, but Hatsune Miku plays a big role in that film. They're the boss, the organizer. Wild. Honestly. But they have Slay. Triggers when dealing a killing blow. They're gonna kill a lot of imps, likely. I want the money. I want the money too much. My favorite word is dazotetracyclopentadiene. Pentadiene. Good lord. What is that? That's a whole lot of prefixes on that. That's I'm gonna guess like a name for a pharmaceutical. No imps in the hand where I have the impressive? Really? Rude. Entombed Explosive is good here because it doesn't get the Master of Light to get its kill. The Quill Marksman gets the kill on it. Personally, I was more shocked when you find out in JoJo Bizarre Adventure that it was in fact Hatsune Miku and not Dio the entire time. Spoilers? I haven't watched that yet. I actually started watching a lot of JoJo clips on YouTube recently because I saw Jotaro's poker hand. I saw all of those scenes. One of my housemates showed it to me. And that was... If, like, the whole series is like that, that's awesome. But apparently the whole series is not like that. gonna need the bigger multi-strike bottom. Yeah, okay, so I guess you go there, you go there, you go there, and no one's happy about it. I mean, at least the fledgling imp doesn't die to the Master of Rage. I gotta. That's great. That worked out real well right there. I'm down. I'm gonna just sacrifice that multi-imp. Man, Twitch really doesn't work tonight. Sorry to hear that, Tondo. Ooh, Diazo, the rest of that is cyanocarbon. It's basically a carbon chain that's replaced with cyanide. Unless it's safe, it breaks down, then it's very, very bad. Okay. So it's not a pharmaceutical. Got it. Fire check. Maybe I need Pyre Jumper just so I can play out more of my stuff this time. No. Train Steward's too big! Forgot about that! Damn it! Extremely large Train Steward. If I play the Welder Helper, I have to kill it myself. I can do that. I'm gonna sack you there so that I can kill the Welder Helper, molded, reform the Fledgling, then use the Fledgling as a defensive minion here. And then I'm gonna sack this Molting Imp. Dark Deal finally gets its day. Good to see. I can imp in a box here. I mean, you're gonna die in the front line, right? That's interesting. When does burnout occur with respect to morsels? Will this burn out and then the morsels will get eaten by the Train Steward? Or because this survives combat, it will eat the morsels and then die? Morsels get eaten after burnout. Excellent. Thank you for the clarification. Damage and another shield. Thank you. Actually, it's not a problem if I get another imp on this floor, right? It's not a problem at all. Because the imp dies, but then the Master of Light does as well, so it gets a slay trigger. So what? Then it dies. Right. You can feed morsels to imps? Yep. You can feed morsels to any non-morsel unit. How OP is adding Purge and whatever bonus in that event with the automatic rail spike? How OP is adding Purge and whatever bonus in that event with the automatic rail spike? Not sure I follow. Did he imbait the morsels? Did it? Wait a second. Morsels get eaten after burnout. So maybe it's a situation of this patch doesn't have that update yet. Ah, bugger. Well, at least we're discovering all of these now. Better to discover them now than when I'm doing my Ascension Covenant clients. Dark Deal. Happily. I guess I'm just gonna throw that and an impressive some damage. Sweep 8. Ooh, we lose the Train Steward on the first hit there. Rough. I need a bigger frontline tank, I think. So what I'm gonna do is kill you, reform you. No, I don't have space for the bigger one. Reform you with extra burnout. Play you again. The sweep is real bad here. We live, but God, this boss sucks. Having lifesteal, because it had lifesteal for a while, as well as 8 damage on a sweep, is so rude. Thanks, Alexandra meant giving the automatic rail spike the abandoned winged, and then having a ton of cards in your hand that heal your pyro every turn. Oh, give it the reserve effect. I mean, I don't think that healing your pyro is good because it doesn't stop your pyro from taking damage. So like playing minions that prevent enemies from getting to the top line is as, if not more effective than healing up after they get to the top line. And also, those cards would interfere with your ability to take down the boss significantly. And that's where you just die if you let the boss get up there and they're too healthy. Healing your pyre means you can take a lot of pyre damage. That's true, but it also doesn't necessarily make it good, though. Branding Rite is actually really good here. Piercing applies armor. So it will pierce and apply armor on the Hornbreaker, which will also trigger its revenge. I can only do that once, though, because I don't have any healing in the deck. So after that, it would be just going on Steelworker consistently, giving the Steelworker a bunch of armor. Other than that, there's obviously another Imp in a box. And there's an Inferno. I fill up all my floors. I can't go for an Inferno. So energy is high for the armor. See, the thing is, like, because there's always a cost reduction in spell shops, every time I see a 2-cost spell, I'm like, that's a 1-cost spell. More Imps. Leaning into the Imps is the meme. Do we meme? Branding Rage also gives you damage to your champ. Yes, sorry, I meant to mention that when I was talking about what it could do to the champ. It is only, but you know, it is also only 2 rage for the champ, and then I can never play it on it again. Reform 2 random units would likely just be get back to Imps. So this is actually, that's basically another copy of Imp in a box, pretty much. Fatal Meeting, deal damage to the enemy units equal to 3 times the number of friendly unit deaths this battle. I sacrifice Imps constantly. This is like some decent AoE damage to enemies that doesn't rely on having a Molting Imp or space to play a Molting Imp on that floor. Blade to kill Imps. Bit late. Bit late for Blade, I think. I think I take a Fatal Meeting. Okay. Let's go for another artifact. Do we have anything we definitely want to dupe here? We have Molded and we have Dark Deal, both really good dupe targets. I mean, we also have the Train Sewer that has, you know, multi-strike and is large. Let's see what we get here. Cool. 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 So now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. I could go another Fledgling Imp pretty easily here. Pretty happily as well. But I guess I do have all the Imps in a box. I don't need that. I could get another Impressive. I could, but I'm not going to. Sorry, I forgot to finish that sentence. The instant pick was so quick, I didn't even see the other option. Yeah, I think it said, like, if one of your units if a burnout unit dies, it deals 5 damage to the front enemy unit. I think. Assume unit death gives 5 ember. Oh, okay. Well, then still didn't want it. Wait, need to set up on the bottom floor because Fel is going to be adding stuff to us. Steelworker on the next floor and just pass, I guess. I like that we're not taking much damage, but we do have the ability to get rage here with the revenge triggers. Gotta remember, burnout unit has to go behind the Hornbreaker for the sake of the morsels going off. Molting has to happen on that floor now. Actually, maybe I don't even... Yeah, it's fine. I don't need to worry about going for the rage this turn, I think. Instead, I'm gonna go for Welder Helper. More armor. Yeah, the Welder and 3 morsels are 100% advice. Yep, you're all on top of this. That's a big boy right there. It's one large man. Alright. Let's look at what we get in the Moldeds. Another Magma Morsel, I think. Let's throw you there, definitely. Also gonna sack a Molting Imp in the front line. It's fine. Just seems like a better idea here, frankly. Alright. Fatal Meeting is now 15 damage to all enemies on the same floor. It probably needs to be cost reduced before I feel really good about it. You in the front line. Actually gonna sacrifice you already. Because I've still got the 3-size train steward left in the deck. And all I need is that and a... I can't believe both of my 3 sizes are on the bottom of the deck as well, by the way. It's rude. That and Imp is what I was about to say. It's fine. That is one safe boy. Yeah, he's just getting safer. See you soon, thank you very much for the gift of tier 1 sub to Dragadarian. Dragadarian, enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. Formally, welcome back to the Republic. Okay. Pop you there. Explode you. Get you back. Yes, best believe I'm gonna pop you there again. Now double stacked Republicly. Yep. It's because you do get keyword Republic and then the stack after it, which is now 1, I guess, or 2, as the case may be. Don't need a. You know what, I'm gonna use this as kind of like a sacrificial floor, get the Fire Chomper out so I can actually play more stuff. Specifically because I would like to get the burnout unit going. Nice. Extremely angry Imps, man. They really made the armor-based champ way more viable. Really? It used to gain a lot of damage base. Now it's just gaining rage. I liked it before, but to be fair, I only had it previously, like the previous incarnation rather. I only had in combination with Awoken, which gave me the ability to give it spikes, which obviously makes it look a lot better. Oh, he stacked armor with spikes? Yeah, same. As soon as I started to realize that was a strat, I just never stopped. It would very much become like find my first spike card after I get that champion and then pretty much choose how I want to win the run. It's too late to go for a bounty stalker. Memento Mori is going to underperform. We'll take an ally of the ancients. I don't want to set the world on fire, but I don't know if I want an extra capacity. It does give me the ability to have a 2/2/2 and an imp, or a 3/3 and an imp. More mana. I honestly think like the generation of the Pyro Chompers is like, but I have been mana screwed on a couple of turns here. It's never Ember. What does Remnant have to do with this? We actually just finished Dragon's Horde yesterday. Sorry, my D&D group and I just finished Dragon's Horde yesterday. And there's Remnant Neverember as a major character in that. I prefer Draw. Really? Because, like, I'm already having problems with energy. So I'm thinking, like, Draw just gives me more problems with energy. You have the big imps for Ember. Only if I get them from the Impeter box is the thing. Oh, Memento Mori and Fatal Melting basically the same card. No, Memento Mori does more damage, but it does it only to the frontliner. I'm going Ember here, honestly. I think I need it. You've often been one short of the imp player. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Or I might just be tired and giving bad advice. Not necessarily, but at the same rate, like, I can't just listen, like, I have to obviously exercise my own judgment as well. Otherwise, I'm just listening exclusively to what you say, which I do a lot because your advice is very good. Yeah, it's just, so I'm looking over here, and obviously Impsicle is like a good pickup, but in particular, every rage trinket that we could get would be incredible. Think, you know, start the Scorching Shackles, start with 3 rage on all of our characters. That's great for all of our multi-strikers. Rage doesn't decay, Collection of Tails, incredible. The one that, the Rage Gemstone or whatever it is, which is +1 constantly. Incredible, +1 to per each stack of rage. I think I need to go for this because it's like it's 2 relics in here, 3 relics in here, re-roll 3 more relics. I have so many I get to see, but is an event not potentially better? Yes, it's potentially better, but it's not potentially better than a choice of any of combination of 3 out of 7 relics, or at least I don't think it is. It would be way more of a gamble. Way more of a gamble, you know? I do like giving it multi-strike though. No, but it's a tank. It's just a tank now. Multi-strike is like having rage 4. Yeah, but I'm worried about his HP. I just want him to be big. Everyone else can do the damage. Which means I actually need to start putting Dark Deal on a different character. Have the ability to exclude 2 cards from the deck at this point, so let's get the Torch out of here. Actually, though, it's probably one of the smaller train stewards. Because these are now 3 size. I actually don't have the ability to put all of these train stewards down now. Not the tomb? Is the tomb still in here? Oh, the tomb is still in here. Right. Sorry, I thought I'd already removed the tomb. I'm worried about having way too many imps. Impsicle is a blessing, and you best believe it's a curse. I'm only gonna use one imp in a box this turn. Gonna be way too difficult to do consistently. Alright, I'm comfortable setting up here on the bottom floor. Use Molder Helper to... I mean, do I want a Molder Helper this turn, or do I want to actually accept all of the damage just so I get a bunch of rage? Can you reform your champ? You can. If you took the Spike Trial, you never have too many imps. That is true. That is true. I just wonder if I would also ever have any train stewards. That's second imp. Yeah, I'm definitely sacking an imp this floor. Do not get me wrong. That's happening. It's just which imp I care about putting down at the bottom, because playing the multi-imp is 2 fewer triggers of my revenge, because obviously I lose the winged conduit, but I also lose the second multi-strike, or rather the second strike on Gilded Wing. And then Welder Helper is the obvious other option, right? That definitely goes up on the top floor. What does your third relic do? This Lightstone Casing spells gain an extra upgrade slot. I've not used it though. Do I even care to put down the Molting Imp? What if I do and then I sack the Molting Imp? Fine. That'll do. The thought of giving a spell plus 20 consume and then removing the consume and -1 cost is really interesting to me. You could, instead of doing all that, just give it plus 10 2 times. Because there's just one that's just plus 10 magic power to this card. Which would not give it consume, not increase its cost, so you wouldn't have to remove consume and you wouldn't have to reduce its cost. Alright, let's get Train Steward there. I'm actually probably going to put the Packed Morsels behind it. Guess I do want it to get health. So the bottom floor is actually kind of a throwaway for me right now. Well, we changed. You've changed. That's how it's gotta be, though. Or you can go Galaxy Brain and add plus 20 twice and then remove consume. Oh, Galaxy Brain, I like that. Can't stack Sugar Stones. Never mind. No Galaxy Brain. Anti-Galaxy Brain. Atomic Brain. Subatomic Particle Brain. Man, you got that Quark Brain. Again, you should honestly probably go behind at this point, though. Smooth Brain. I do like... I really do like the meta of Brain without wrinkles. Kind of the reference of the smooth brain. I don't know. There's something about it I like. I think it's because it kind of reminds me of ghouls in Fallout calling you smooth skin. Hey, smooth skin. Oh, you're the first person not to treat me like in ages. Poor. Oh god, have I already forgotten his name? He's in Fallout 3, he's in Megaton. Colin Moriarty is the leader of the bar. How have I forgot the name of the guy who gives all the drinks out? The only likable person in that entire bar. Well, actually, no, there's a worker there that's also likable. Harold? Is it Harold? No, not Harold. Harold's, no, Harold's a, no, not Harold. Harold becomes a tree by that point in time. Gob, there we go. It's Gob. Hey, smooth skin. What's the, oh, who's the guy in Fallout New Vegas who, Havisham, who thinks he's a ghoul? Oh, I really want to do like a Fallout New Vegas playthrough on the channel at some point. I'd love to. For the moment, we focus on Monster Train though. Let's reform Fledgling Imp. We were talking about the earlier parts where he wasn't a tree yet. In 3, he was a tree. Again, space crunched. I need an important work. Ah, yes. New Vegas IMO, the only good Fallout game. I'm not necessarily going to outright state that opinion because I recognize that there are a lot of people who like different things than I do in Fallout, and to those people, other Fallouts appeal. But in my opinion, yes. Agreed. For my taste in particular. It's just nice to have, you know, quest lines that are more complex than would you like to kill everyone? Are you a psychopath? Or are you going to do the normal thing? Like, are you going to save a town? Or will you brutally blow it up for the sake of the rich people in a different area having a better view? That's not a choice! Like, you just... whatever. I remember when I said I wasn't gonna, and then I did. I was really hoping for a Transcendent there. There's nothing about that that's a compelling choice. To me, in particular, I don't believe so. Multi-Imp kills the backliner, so we actually just win based off of that, right? Yep. Or my favorite, which is, will you poison all of the remainder of humanity or not? What a good choice you get to make. People still argue about whether being Yes Man or whether being NCR. No one's arguing for Legion. At the end of Fallout New Vegas is the better world result. And obviously, like with different political ideologies and different philosophies, you can argue for either. Again, not for Legion. But no one's arguing the better choice for the Wasteland at the end of Fallout 3 was to poison everyone. Except for eco-fascists, but we're not going to pay attention to those because, again, not valid. I know someone who argues in favor of the Legion and they're the worst. That sounds about right. Do I need another imp? I do. I need another impressive imp to get rid of them. Triggers unit's extinguishability without killing it. I don't think I have an extinguishability they care about. No, fine. Pause. Okay. 40 units, dupe Dupe another, honestly, at this point would be like another impressive again. I started with Fallout 4, played it in 76. I really don't see why people say they're so bad. Ergo, why people say, sorry. I really don't see why they're so bad. Ergo, why people say they're so bad. The people that are complaining about Fallout 4 and 76 are complaining about those because that's not... They are completely different games wearing the skin of Fallout. And you can like those games, totally, and that's completely fine. But... And I'm not like... I'm not one to go, there is a true Fallout that they are not being. It's more the things that define Fallout as a franchise, they don't give any kind of shit about at all. Lacks depth in its writing, which is very disappointing. 100% agreed. The voice protagonist, I looked at it and I was like, hang on. Uh-oh. Because like, I don't have a problem with voice protagonist games. I like The Witcher, for example. But in The Witcher, I'm playing as Geralt. In Fallout, I'm playing as this guy right here. And sometimes I don't want to say yes, yes, maybe later, or no. Actually, it's yes. Yes with more information. Yes, but I'm doing something else first, or maybe later. I got so annoyed with that. There's no room for me to roleplay in this role-playing game. Oh, and also the Brotherhood of Steel faction in Fallout 4. Anyway, whatever. Remember when I wasn't gonna do this? Remember? I don't have to. I don't have to. It's fine. It's fine. It's just my opinion. I'm gonna go for the double removal, the money, and then the artifact here. Merchant of Magic could help us out as well. I don't really care about the Hellbent too much. Assume -1. Also don't care about those. Alright, I'm gonna take the reroll. Armor 5 on units whenever they enter battle. Mike Desai, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription for the 2nd month. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome back to the Republic, Mike. Jarko, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Says loving your Fallout takes. Oh hell yeah, it's financially viable to dunk on Fallout again. Let's go. I don't think I need this. Seeing as we're on Fallout Bethesda, did you give it a chance to listen to the song I recommended a few streams ago? It was... Where are you? To do. Monsters and Other Childish Things? Not yet, no. I've kind of just been recording or streaming from 8 AM until 8 PM and then just winding down and going to sleep consistently. Myself. Fallout 3 massively disappointed me. I feel like it sacrificed the Fallout feel to appease the console dollars. There are a lot of people who felt that way, but also Fallout 3 was a lot of people's first introduction to the Fallout world. It was my first introduction to the Fallout world, and then I went back and I played Fallout 1 and 2, and then I played New Vegas. Well, New Vegas first, and then 1 and 2, and then I went back to New Vegas again. So it holds that position for a lot of people. The problems that you spotted with Fallout 3, I think the people that got into the Fallout franchise with Fallout 3, many of them with their tastes similar to how my own developed after being introduced to Fallout 3 and then exploring the rest of the Fallout franchise. I think in Fallout 4, a lot of other people also noticed what you saw ramped up. Because like, now it's a base building game. Now it's a crafting game. Now it's a looter shooter. No. Like, you can be all of those things, but be an RPG as well. Don't tell me I can make choices and then give me 4 different ways to make the same. Annie, remember when I wasn't gonna do this? Favorite companion in Vegas? Veronica. Dog God? Actually might be Dog God though. It might be Dog God. Tessic, thank you very much for the 552. It says hold this 5. I'm also gonna have to hold the 52 as well. I do apologize. I know it's not necessarily included in the question, but I'll do it. Thank you very much. Also, thank you, by the way, Desic, because I know you're here this time. Thank you, by the way, for the gift sub and the donation during the Wednesday stream. Unfortunately, I was commentating with other people, so I didn't really have the ability to draw focus to respond to it, but much appreciated. I honestly don't think I care about any of this. 7 energy on the first turn of battle, maybe, just in case I get all the imps and I want to set them up. I just don't think I care about the others at all. Now it's definitely remove a bad train steward. Probably another one. Another one. While we're on the topic of Fallout, your opinion on our Wilds as a replacement? Good, but a little limited in scope. If you did a new Vegas run on the channel, would you play the DLCs too? Yes, some of the best content in them is in the DLCs. The Sierra Madre is possibly one of the most intriguing different things that you can do in Fallout. New Vegas, at least. And then let's cost reduce by 1. Just, yeah, this one. What's funny Magic Baron consume? Is there anything that can even benefit from that? There is. Honestly? Sure. Old World Blues is just so fun. Yeah. I mean, the tone change between Sierra Madre and Old World Blues is so huge, and yet both of them are realistically, this is Fallout. Do it on Dogdale? Oh, that'd be an awful time. Your recommendation was It Just Works? Oh, I've heard It Just Works. Yeah, that's been posted in the on the Discord enough times. I don't have any AoE this floor. Let's pop out the Imp in a box first. Like an Impish Scholar to get back the Imp in a box, play it again. Probably the best thing about the Fallout universe is the music. I would heavily recommend watching the Unraveled, where Brian David Gilbert invents the new style of music that should be used in Fallout now, because, you know, it's been hundreds of years and no new music has been created, except for the music that existed before the war. Well, I mean, no new music, right? So no new music has been created. What new music would they make? Go watch that, what's it called? The Unraveled to find out. It is really good, really funny, and BDG is an incredibly good boy. Best boy. I think Hornbreaker Train Steward here on the bottom floor. Leave myself space for 1 imp consistently. Steelworker definitely goes on the next line. Let's put Impish... See, I want a sacrificial line on the bottom, but the thing is, if I have a sacrificial line on the bottom, like a bunch of imps that keep dying, the harvest units are going to get real buff, and the slay units are going to get real buff. So instead, I think I have to have a sack unit on the top floor. Don't like it though. Fledgling Imp is great here. Pop you in the front line. Perfect. Steelworker there, and I leave the player chompers for later turns where I need them. Fallout 4 had the potential to be really great. I liked gun modularity, base building, and even perk system, but seriously, how they get to really stat without being able to say no. Yeah. I liked the gun building system. Hell, there's a part of me that even liked gathering everything that looked like it had a spring in it and taking it back to base in order to break it down. Not so much the base building, but other people like that as well. So, not everything has to be for everyone, right? But I don't understand why you would make it is. I don't understand why you would draft, like, if you listed all the mechanics in that game and told me almost everything about the world, I'd be like, cool, what's this new IP called? Because none of it says Fallout, except, like, it's a different IP with the serial numbers filed off, and someone hastily wrote in Sharpie on the front Fallout 4. Also, I don't know if it was just me, but the base building at release was garbage. I don't. That might have just been my experience with it, though. Is this one going to YouTube? Yeah, I'm gonna make YouTube real mad about this. Sorry, YouTube. Strong opinions on the Fallout franchise. You knew that. I don't have the ability to shut up about it. Clearly! Do I need to get rid of these right now? They will overfill the deck. I do need to get rid of some of them at least. Honestly, it feels like the multi-imps aren't needed. Good game, but no Fallout, like the new Assassin's Creed. I haven't seen anything about the new Assassin's Creed except for the fact that there are Vikings in. Is that what people are referring to? The Vikings? Don't like that that's full. Yeah, I overfilled that. Now I can't get the train steward behind it. Thankfully, the train steward will be in the next cycle. I want Elden Ring so bad, you and I both. I've been watching a lot of Dark Souls and Bloodborne content recently in my own spare time. Just sitting there, I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm ready. When are we gonna get to learn more news about this? Which is weird, because I actually didn't really like Sekiro. Sekiro wasn't my kind of thing, but yeah, they don't all have to be mine. When I hear Assassin, I think I hear Screaming Berserker Warrior. Well, I mean, you know, Black Flag was about pirates. Pirates, I guess, are a little sneaky, but it's hard to be sneaky when you're on a big boat and you got cannons. I don't have space to do anything here. Pause. No, they messed up Shadow died twice. Really? The only things I've heard people say about Sekiro are that they love it. It's just not for me, personally. Consume this. And I just remove both of those on this floor. Okay, you can definitely go here on the top line. Behind them. Sekiro is a very different kind of experience from Yellows, so if you go into experiencing Dark Souls, you'll be disappointed. Honestly, like, I heard that, and I tried to adjust for it, but I don't think I managed to make the curve. Yeah. I don't think I managed to give it the chance that it required. I tried to, like, I mentally wanted to meet on its own terms, but I know that at the same time there was a huge part of me that was like, can't wait for the Dark Souls experience here. And I liked Bloodborne as well, but even in Bloodborne, I was like, ooh, this is a bit of an aggressive Dark Souls experience, right? So it's definitely on me. I fully accept that. Did you enjoy Disco Elysium? Disco Elysium is one of my favorite games of all time. I made sure to very clearly and very seriously state my opinions on Disco Elysium at the end of the series. The TLDR of them is that it's at the absolute least in the top 3 games of all time. I am insanely excited to see what Zom do next. Again, it's fine, I'll put you here. Stack that on that floor as well. Nice. Get the extra plus armor on the Hornbreaker. Hornbreaker honestly needs more armor right now. Wait, have I consumed the Alloy of the Ancients? I have, but I'm probably not going to get that back with the Impish Scholar. Still try. Never mind! Got it back. Can't play it, but got it back. Okay, well, I avoided spoilers on it. Please don't be offended. I'm gonna play and leave me play that. That's totally fair. Please do. Please do. That game is so good. I'll throw the imp in a box at this point. I'm looking for, obviously... Nope, still want to find a Transcend Imp at some point, but... Pretty sure, yeah, there's no more ability for me to get them. Run 1 got distracted by Fallout. I mean, you know, usually my streamed runs of this are about 2 hours long at the moment. Still trying to get used to new mechanics. Although, you know, this is an imp run, so I shouldn't really have needed to get used to new mechanics, but it's still fine. Transcend Imp is about 1% chance from any box. Oh, so it actually does skew based on rareness? Rareness? Rarity, sorry? I didn't think it was going to be a skew like that. Oh well. Let's get Fledgling Imp. It'll help me tank some shots. Go Welder Helper in the back line. Impressive destroys it. We already won. Now we place that. You play dailies on camera, or is that not part of the contract? I have no contract at the moment. The only like official sponsored stuff that I do for this game is going to be, what day is it today? 18th. In 4 days time, and for a couple of days in a row, I think 4 days in a row, I'm going to be doing the publisher streams. And that's when I will obviously have to mention consistently that it's a sponsored kind of situation. But no, I'm under no contract at the moment at all. I could play dailies, but one of the big things about dailies is comparing to other people who are also doing the dailies, who are watching at the same time. Otherwise, it's basically just a run with some weird modifiers on. Jarko, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Says another great run. I unlocked the final Hellcorn card. Now I've got... Okay, cool. Sacrificial Resurrection. Consume cards in hand and add a draft unit to your hand. Consume cards. Is consume all the cards in your hand, or consume chosen cards in your hand? Enhance with plus 10 damage for each card consumed. Enhance with plus 10. You toss out your entire hand. This is incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Oh, also, sorry, I believe I missed. Yeah, it was a lurker. Thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription for the 2nd month in a row. Enjoy your emotes in chat, and welcome back to the Republic. As well as Moose Campbell. Thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription for the 2nd month as well. You best believe that you should enjoy your emotes and that you're welcome to the Republic. I put some Gungeon-themed D&D content into your Financial Elite channel, by the way. Please check it out sometime. So I've mentioned before that my partner is a professional DM, right? And I've also mentioned that the Wholesome Boys and I, you know, specifically Rito and I actually, would like at some point to run a D&D one-shot, and that Peak would likely be the DM for that. Peak mentioned to me that his idea for what he was going to do, the idea that he scrapped though, but the idea for what he was going to do was going to be an Enter the Gungeon themed D&D one shot. He chose not to do it because I have, you know, over 1,000 hours in that game. Rito has a couple billion hours in that game, and as a result, it would be difficult to include the esoterica that would relate to and impress each of us. It's not a thing we are going to do, but it's interesting. Your sound is low. My 10% volume YouTube video is louder than you. Is it? I shouldn't be that low. I could, I can pump myself by 2 decibel here. Hang on. Sounds fine to me. Sounds good. It's fine. Sounds good to me. You may have him low. Yep, sorry about that. Actually, Mac Tank looks like it's on your part. All right. Let's get back to the run summary screen.